Hi, my name is April Foster, and this is the last lesson in God's Mighty Hand, lesson 13. And so we'll start like normal with a word of prayer and lots of time for a review of the memory facts. And hopefully by the end of this book, if you're teaching levels 3 and 4, you've gone through all of the Bible facts for all of the books of the Bible and are using that those materials like the memory cards and the flashcards and the bingo cards, and so that you're able to pass off to the next teacher for the next quarter as they start take time to be holy, knowing what each of the books of the Old Testament is about and those Bible facts that will carry them through and reinforce them for the next year and a half. And that way they have those really good and ingrained. So if you're trying to pace yourself, for levels 3 and 4, it really is attainable for them to know all of the Old Testament books of the Bible facts by the time they finish book number 2, God's Mighty Hand. Okay, so this lesson, we'll go into the lesson and have time for activities at the end. All right, so in this lesson, we're talking about God's glory filling the tabernacle. So the visual aids you have to go with that are the Moses and Aaron, and are collecting the valuables from the people and the craftsmanship and the different people who use their talents in God's work. That His glory fill the tabernacle, which ties to our memory verse, the Ark of the Covenant, and these special things inside of it. So we'll spend a lot of time this week talking about the tabernacle and the arrangement, because all of that is foreshadowed again into the New Testament. All right, there are scriptures here as well that you can read directly from the Bible. I like to read these whether they're young or old, levels 1 all the way up through level 4, so they get used to hearing Bible words directly from the Bible. And those are printed in your lesson narrative so that you don't have to try to shuffle pages as you're messing with the visual aids and everything else that you have going on. So it's there, and it's in the New King James Version always. All right, so the activities this week is you'll show them the tabernacle, and then you have these little pieces that you've cut apart and laminated, and you can label them where they go in the tabernacle and talk about what each one of them is and what they meant, and have the kids rename these back to you. That this is the table of showbread, and you have an altar of incense, and you have a lampstand, and you have all these different sections within the tabernacle that different items were placed and articles were placed. And everyone did that according to God's commands. All right, so that's for classroom use. You may also print that and use it for to have the kids to do one of their own. I printed it smaller for the kids if they want to take this home or not take it home, but cut it apart and glue them together and then have that to take home as a worksheet. There's also this for the older kids to label what each of these items are and get used to identifying those on command. You have, for the younger kids or for all ages, you have what's inside the Ark of the Covenant to label and draw, and then you have a matching worksheet as well. So lots of activities, and then of course, as always, you have the answer key. All right, so that is lesson 13 and wraps up God's Mighty Hand. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments below that would make this easier or helpful for you as we go along. I've just finished now book number 2, so we'll go into Take Time to Be Holy in a little bit.